Hi Emma, good morning to everyone. So in today's class we are discussing the topic is what is the acceleration of a projectile at the top of its trajectory. These all are the very short answer questions in this chapter. So motion in a plane. So in this the first very short answer is these are the 2 marks question and answers. Okay. So what is the acceleration of a projectile at the top of its trajectory? That means the acceleration of a projectile at the top of its trajectory is equal to the acceleration due to gravity and its act vertically downwards. Okay. At trajectory, the acceleration at the top of its trajectory which is equal to the acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity vertical upwards, but in this the acceleration due to gravity acts vertically downwards. That means minus g value. Okay. That is the reason. Once I will repeat. What is the acceleration of a projectile at the top of its trajectory? Okay. Acceleration ఏమవుతుంది at the top of its trajectory? Nothing. At the top of its trajectory, it will be equal to the acceleration due to gravity and it acts downwards. Okay. That means acceleration due to gravity is represented with g, that is acts downward, but acceleration due to gravity acts upwards, then g will be converted into minus g. Okay. So, next one. The two forces of magnitudes 3 units and 5 units act at 60 degrees with each other. What is the magnitude of their resultant? Okay. We have two given forces F1 and F2 and angle theta, and what is the magnitude of their resultant? Okay. For this purpose we can do write, given that forces F1 equal to how much? 3 units and 5 units. F1 equal to 3 units and F2 equal to 3 units. Now calculate, and angle between the forces is theta equal to 60 degrees. So the magnitude of the resultant force is given by, everybody knows the resultant of any given two vectors, A equal to square root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. That is the resultant. Okay, that is the resultant of any two vectors. So in this we have to given two forces. So the magnitude of the resultant forces is given by formula F equal to square root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. We have the values F1, F2 and theta values. Substitute all these values in this formula. We can do write F equal to square root of F1 square means 3 whole square, F2 square means 5 whole square plus 2 into F1 means 3, F2 means 5 into cos theta. Theta is 60 degrees. Cos theta value is 1 by 2. So 3 square means 9 plus 5 square means 25 plus 2 5s are 6, 6 5s are 30 into 1 by 2. So 2 30 how many times? 15 times. 9 plus 25 plus 15 root of 49. Root 49 equal to 7 units. Therefore, the magnitude of the resultant forces is nothing but a 7 units. Okay. Once I will repeat it. In this, what is the acceleration of a projectile at the top of its trajectory? The acceleration of a projectile at the top of its trajectory is equal to the acceleration due to gravity and which is acts downward direction. Okay. And next one we have the two forces 3 units and the 5 units act at an angle theta with each other. What is the magnitude of their resultant? So we have to given that F1 equal to, we have F1 equal to some value, F2 equal to 5 units, F1 equal to 3 units and theta is the angle between them. Theta is 60 degrees. Substitute all these values. The magnitude of the resultant force F equals square root of F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. Substitute the values of F1 F2 and theta values. We will get square root of F equal to square root of 3 square plus 5 square plus 2 into 3 into 5 into cos 1 by 2. Then finally we will get F equal to square root of 49. Square 49 gives 7 7s are 49. 7 is our answer. Therefore the resultant magnitude of the force is equal to F equal to 7 units. Okay. Next we will discuss the next questions. The next one is the A equal to vector A equal to I plus J. A equal to I plus J means 1 into I and 1 into J. Okay. A equal to I plus J. What is the angle between vector and x axis? Observe it. What is the angle between vector? Vector means this is the vector A, given vector. What is the angle between A and x axis or y axis or z axis, whatever it is? Observe it. These are the important short answers asking in exams. Okay. So given that vector, what is the vector here? A is I plus j is the vector, and standard form of vector representation is, everyone knows the standard form of vector, that will be in the form of axi plus ayj plus azk, a equal to axi plus ayj plus azk. Here we have just two components, I and j components. So that's why we can take the example, standard form of vector representation a equal to axi plus ayj. This is equation number 2. Comparing these two equations, okay, comparing 1 and 2 equations, you can write ax equal to how much here? 1, and ay is also here 1. Okay, 1 into y plus 1 into j. So that's why ax equal to 1 and ay equal to 1. Let alpha be the angle between vector a and x axis. Let us select alpha be the angle between the vector a and the x component is none other than x axis. X axis, then cos alpha equal to, alpha is the angle between a and the x axis. Cos alpha equal to ax by mod a. Mod a means magnitude of the vector a. Okay, magnitude means ax square root of ax square plus ay square is the magnitude of a vector for the given vector in two components only, I and j. Therefore, cos alpha equal to ax by mod a. That means cos alpha equal to ax by square root of mod a means ax square plus ay square. That's why cos alpha equal to 1 by square root of ax square. A is nothing but ax is nothing but ax is value 1 by square root of ax square plus ay square. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. That means cos alpha equal to 1 by root 2. For this we can write alpha equal to cos inverse 1 by root 2. That's it. Alpha equal to 45. From this cos value, when that the cos value becomes 1 by root 2, cos 45 degrees equal to 1 by root 2. That's why the alpha, the angle between vector a and the x axis is 45 degrees. Similarly, once I will repeat it. So here given that a vector a equal to I plus j, we have just two components, okay, I and j. What is the angle between vector and the x axis? What is the angle between vector and the x axis? Given that the vector a equal to I plus j, that is equation number 1, we have the standard form of the vector representation is a equal to axi plus ayj. Observe it, we have just two components, that's why we are taking this. Otherwise we have k component, we have I plus j plus k, then our example is axi plus representation ayj plus azk is our standard representation. Okay, by comparing equations 1 and 2, ax equal to 1 and ay equal to 1, let alpha be the angle between the vector a and the x axis, then the cos alpha equal to a by ax is the x axis, vector along x axis, that means ax. Ay is the vector along ay, okay, y axis, along y axis. Here we are taking x component, that's why ax by mod a. Modulus a means, that means magnitude of a means square root of ax square plus ay square plus az square. Okay, so cos alpha equal to ax by square root of ax square plus ay square. That's it. Ax we have the value 1. Ay is also value 1, then 1 by square root of 1 plus 1, cos alpha equal to 1 by root 2. From that, alpha equal to cos inverse 1 by root 2. Cos inverse 1 by root 2 means alpha equal to how much? 45 degrees. That is the angle between the vector a and the x axis. Similarly, asking questions are, some vector is given and what is the angle between that vector and the y axis or z axis. For example, asking y axis, we have to write ay by square root of ay square ax square plus ay square. Asking az adito almost ax square plus ay square plus az square. Okay, got it? This is the formula. So we have to write our solvation of angle between the vector and the x axis or y axis or z axis. This is the relation for this. Okay. And next class we will discuss the remaining question and answers. Thank you.